Hey guys, this is my first league format battle in a while and I decided I'd record it. I'm going up against a team with the Bulu and Hawlucha combination, Manaphy, Mega Venusaur, Porygon 2, and Magneton. I'm bringing a physically defensive Mega Slowbro, a specially defensive Sub-Roost Kyurem Black, an offensive max speed Zapdos with an expert belt, a Bugginium, Swords Dance, Protect, Scolipede, a choice banded Buzzwole, and especially defensive Umbreon. I decided that in this game I was going to lead Kyurem Black because it gave me some opportunities to get pressure against his bulkier Mons, and if he did win the lead matchup by bringing in something like Magneton or Hawlucha, I'd have no problem going into Umbreon or Slowbro to take them on. So as I lead off with that, he leads off with his Porygon 2, which is exciting for me because I have Substitute, which I'll go right for, and I don't really know how it could break my sub. As he just fires off a Thunder Wave, which is good for us, and I'll just get to throw off a Toxic here on him, which will basically render this thing useless for the battle. And he goes for Foul Play and does not break our sub because I'm minimum attack. And I'll just go for an Ice Beam to start weakening that thing as he goes for another Foul Play to break our sub. And I'm just going to get another sub back up. He goes out into Magneton, and I throw off an Ice or Substitute first, and then I throw off an Ice Beam here just to get some good damage on it. Throws off a Flash Cannon, and I know I always have Umbreon here, which can handle any set it could be. It's especially defensive, and it has Heal Bell, as he shows that he's not Specs and does little damage to us. He does reduce our special defense, but I'll just click Baton Pass to keep the pressure up because another Flash Cannon wouldn't have done much damage. And as he goes into Venusaur, I'll go right into Kyurem. And he surprises me by staying in as I sub. He goes for Leech Seed, and now I'm just free to go and throw off more Ice Beams. He goes into Magneton as I throw off an Ice Beam. And I get a crit, but it was a roll either way to do it KO it. He goes for Volt Switch, trying to preserve the thing. And he goes into Manaphy. And I throw off Ice Beam. I do 16%. Now, the minimum roll to a Manaphy with no HP, no special defense is 16.6. So I find out that he has at least some bulk on this. Not much, but he has some. Which tells us that Zapdos is probably going to be faster than it, unless it's not max special attack. Here we're just going to throw off a Toxic because the damage is important for us. It gets us closer to being able to KO it with Scolipede in the late game with the Z move if need be. He throws off his Scald here, and I'm still going to fear the Tail Glow even though he doesn't have max speed and go into Umbreon, because even if he glowed he wouldn't have been able to KO it, as he just throws off his Scald. We're going to click Moonlight here because there's no real reason not to, as he knocks us off, which is perfectly fine. And here we're just going to click Baton Pass to put a little bit of pressure on him. And he throws off a Toxic, but we have Heal Bell, so that's not a big deal. I'm going to go right into Zapdos because we know it has some bulk and we're probably faster than it, and I'll just throw off a Discharge and score the first KO. And here I'll go into Venusaur, but we have Expert Belt and Air Cutter, which we missed, but he also misses his Leech Seed. So we'll just throw off another Air Cutter. And he's going to miss Seeds again, but Air Cutter would have 2-hit KO'd regardless, so I don't think it was the biggest deal. He goes into Magneton, and we'll just 2-hit KO with Air Cutter into Discharge. He'll show that he is scarfed here and get some damage off Thunderbolt, but the damage on Zapdos isn't overly important at this point. He'll go into Bulu and we'll just go for the safe play into Buzzwole as he clicks Rock Slide and does nothing. And here I'm just free to click Ice Punch because Venusaur's weakened and Porygon's poisoned. And it's going to do a lot to Hawlucha. And no matter what Hawlucha is, if it's Grassy Seeds, it's not going to really be able to do anything for Slowbro, so we go right into it and take 29 from the Acro. And we just go right for a Psychic here. And we see that Bulu takes it very well. So I start to suspect Assault Vest here. And I go right back into Buzzwole because unless it's Hidden Power Flying, it's not really going to do anything to Buzzwole. He misses the Nature's Madness, but again, I would have just clicked Leech Seed and got Leech Life, and got a lot of that back. And I go for Leech Life here. He survives it, clicks Nature's Madness, and I'm just going to finish it off with Leech Life. Get the attack boost, and here he'll go into Hawlucha and force us out. Slowbro is back to full. Here he goes for Swords Dance, but I know even with a crit, Acro won't KO us, so I stay in regular and click Psychic. And Slowbro will score the KO here. Next he goes into Venusaur, and I'm just going to go right into Kyurem because there's nothing he can really do to make the situation unfavorable for Kyurem. And he clicks Synthesis, and I'm free to just click Substitute now. He goes into Porygon, and at this point we both know it's over. Kyurem is just going to clean up this game by clicking Sub and Ice Beam. So this was a really good game for Kyurem. I knew that he really couldn't do much for a sub-toxic Kyurem aside from keeping pressure on it. If he ever got past it, Kyurem was just going to come in and do what it did in this game, which is sub up, click Ice Beam, click Toxic, wear everything down. The point of Kyurem was to weaken things for Scolipede, but it ended up just weakening things for itself and did most of the damage in this game. And we're going to see this situation end, and that would be it for the battle. And we're going to win 6-0, which is a promising result because it is our first league battle in at least a half a year. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good night.